As we go on, we say the the history is clear. The title of our message today says, "The treasure is hidden in an open place." The sea has a new challenge every now and then, and we are not afraid of making mistake. Rather, we are ready to take correction anytime mistake is being found in anything we do. That is our motto, and that is how we get to where we are today. Standing on the truth and standing in our word, not being afraid of making mistake. That is how we get to where we are today as Biafrans. So if you join, if you come on, you join what we are doing, join what we are doing because we are going to a very long journey. We are taking you to a very long journey. That is what we are doing now. So join us. We are taking you to a very long journey. Igbo people history, we will tell our history ourselves, according to our leader.
My name is Chris Shoemaker. That's my English name. And my Hebrew name is Rabbi Yehuda ben Shomer. And my Igbo name, coming from the Hebrew, is Tochokwu, because Tochokwu and Yehuda mean the exact same thing, praise God. And my title in Igbo land is Odum Biara Anigbo Noani Diuto. And I greet you, all people in Igbo land, all people watching, Ohoneze Canada, who has asked me to produce this short video giving a synopsis regarding the origins of the Igbo people. So I have a very brief and limited amount of time to do this, so let's get underway. So if we're going to talk about the origins of the Igbo people, we've got to go back to the beginning, all the way back to Noah. It's to be understood scientifically that from Adam all the way till Noah, everybody at that point was born black. How do we know this? Because scientifically it could be no other way. Melanin, which is our skin tone, you have to have an abundance of melanin. You have to have all the melanin there before you can genetically end up having a lack of it. It can't be the other way around. You can't have no melanin and all of a sudden out of nowhere produce melanin. So everybody up to that point was born black. But not according to the canonical scriptures, but according to apocrypha, pseudepigraphal literature, and rabbinic literature, it's believed that Noah was born an albino. He was born without any skin tone. This really frightened his father and his relatives because nobody up to this point was born that way. But God and other relatives reassured Noah's father that it was okay, that not to worry about that, that he was a special child. So when Noah got married, he married a black woman. He married because everybody else was black. And when he had his 3 sons, it's believed that this genetic albino trait triggered the different skin tones, the different shades of melanin within the human spectrum that we see today. And he had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham, who is believed to be the father of all of the black and African races, he was born like everybody else up to that point. He was born black. You had Shem, who's the father of all the Arab and Jewish people, and he was born brown. And today, Jewish and Arab people can be anything from a deep olive complexion all the way to a red mahogany type color. And I think it's very fascinating and interesting that many Igbos are called red Igbos because their skin tone is red. It has a mahogany color to it. Then you had Japheth, who was born sort of like Noah. He had the least amount of melanin and skin tone, and he was the father of all the white and Asian races that we know today. So from Shem came Jacob, which is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, Jacob had 2 wives and 2 concubines. His wives, Rachel and Leah, were his cousins. Therefore, they were from Shem. Therefore, they had that middle of the road skin tone. They were that olive brown complexion. Now, we don't know the ethnicity or the race of Zilpah and Bilhah, the handmaids that Jacob also took as wives, but because Laban and his daughters Rachel and Leah and the concubine were living in the land of Canaan, and because Zilpah and Bilhah had this bond servant type status, this concubine status, we believe that they were probably from Canaan, and all of the Canaanite nations, the 7 Canaanite nations whom Israel came to subdue and take over the land, which is the land of promise, they were from Canaan, and Canaan was from Ham, therefore they were all black. This includes the original Egyptians. They were black. It wasn't until the Hyksos came in later that the genetic makeup and features of the Egyptian people changed, and they're a lighter skin tone as we know them today. So, safe.
Yes. Blessing Kelechi, thank you for joining. Amy Sami, greeting, my big brother. Thank you for joining. You know, these are the things we must keep on record. We must keep them on record. That is what we are doing. The treasure is hidden in an open place. Ihe a na-achọ n'uko elu dị n'uko ala. Ihe a na-achọ n'uko elu dị n'uko ala. That is, the treasure is hidden in an open place. The sea has a new challenge every now and then. The sea has a new challenge every blessed moment. The way the waves tumble yesterday is different the way the wave will tumble today. That is why all these untold stories are coming out. These untold stories all of them are coming out. So, these are Hebrews telling you the real fact, because today is Sunday, the day which Constantine from Rome chose as the day we have to be worshiping, which they used some of the pastors to promote their own Sunday. They removed the book of Gad, the son of the father of Eli. They removed this book out of King James Version. And when we read complete Catholic Bible, we begin to ask questions. Why is it that the history of God is not found in anywhere? This is where top question begin to come to our life. Amechi, I greet you. Happy Sunday, my big brother. Happy Sunday. The sea has a new challenge, and the treasure is hidden in an open place. Mazi Kanu has reviewed everything man should know. He has reviewed everything, and he says, when you want to hide a secret to a black man, put it in the book, because black man is not ready to go inside the book and they search for the history. That is why. And thank God that pastors, the really good pastors, are joining Biafran struggle today. I thank God so much. As you all know, Biafran Ugo, Mitchell, thank you for joining. Then, Biafran government is coming up with a powerful way of worship that will take you back to this history you are playing today. This message, everyone must have heard it, but you might not know the reason we are playing it, because we understand the game. which the colonial masters played on us. And as we understand the game, we decided to play the same game back to them. Mazi Kanu says that when the media is many, then the information can circulate. That's why you see people are delivering this message from as comedians, as media broadcasters, as news writers. We have Biafran writers or conscious. We have every manner of way to deliver information of Biafran people. Aka Akachuku, aka Akachuku, thank you. This is 555 Vision. Good morning from here. We are here bringing back this history, keeping our people enlightened, making them to understand exactly how they played the game. So we have to continue to play this. Then
Safely
we can
assuming
analyze
that
it.
Bilha and Zilpah, and we're mostly focusing on Zilpah, because Zilpah was the mother of Gad and Asher. She was a black Canaanite woman, and therefore her offspring, Gad and Asher, had some of her genetic features. Therefore, they would have been more black. Their lips probably would have been broader, as well as their noses. Their hair would have been more wiry, more kinky. They would have looked more like Canaanites, more than Shemites, so to speak. So,
Do you know why we are bringing this message? When they brought that book called the Book of My Bible Story, everybody, all the pictures you found in that place was white people. All the pictures you found in that place, the Book of My Bible Story, all of them are white people. But going back to the ages of Abraham, Abraham is not a white man. Moses is not a white man. David is not a white man. All those people are not white. David Onyemachi, thank you. Well done, well done. Honestly, I do enjoy your program. Thank you. That's how I enjoy you joining the program as well. We will bring this message because the sea has a new challenge every now and then. Our PM Simon Eba says we have a template, multiple dimensions on how to bring Biafra. When you come to from this side, we will open another chapter. When you come from other side, we open another chapter because there are multiple dimensions to restore Biafra. We are restoring Biafra through politics, and we are restoring Biafra through armed struggle, and we are restoring Biafra through religion as well. The other day, we played the messages of our brothers who is going to village, town to town in Biafran land. They are going along reuniting Biafrans. They are reuniting Biafrans all over the world. The link is there. Whoever that want to join, you can click and ask to join. They are reuniting. They call them Igbo Bofu. We are promoting ourselves. As we are taking you to this long journey, thank you for liking what we are doing, because if you are not liking it, we don't have time, we wouldn't have energy to proceed. And what we are doing is also making sure that we are putting light in the brain of our people. During the time when you read the book of my Bible story, they draw white people in those places. We thought the pastors and all these evangelists, they made us to understand as if that white people are more close to God, or they are God themselves. But in reality, human being started from black man. The origin of a human being started from black man. Then ask yourself a simple question. Why should these people paint Adam and Eve to become white? This is the first question. They demoted us. from all angles. They demoted our culture. They destroyed everything we have. But now, they said at the end, truth will come out. Ihe ahụ a na-achọ n'uko elu, anyị afụ ya n'uko ala. The treasure is hidden in an open place. And one of the treasure is what we are bringing out here. And we are still analyzing it. From there, we will head on to what we are coming to.
And several of the other tribes, we had Judah and Levi. They also married Canaanite women, and so therefore a lot of people from the tribe of Judah and Levi are also black. We know that the Limba tribe in Africa has been traced genetically back to the tribe of Levi. We know that there are a lot of black Jews as well because the genetics show up even though they're a dark skin tone. So we know that Judah married a Canaanite woman and had some of his sons were black as well. So moving on, Gad in turn had 7 sons, and we're interested in 4 out of the 7, which is Eri, Areli, and Arodi, and possibly Esbon, because Esbon is a common name among the Igbo people. We're interested in 4 out of the 7, which is Eri, Areli, and Arodi, and possibly Esbon, because Esbon is a common name among the Igbo people. So it is believed that
here is where they played the game. Emi Sami, chai bro. I have to read this message from Emi Sami. Emi Sami. Emi Sami, chai bro. You have just flashed back my memory. My book, my book of Bible story. I always look at this picture inside it, and it looks so good to watch. The children of these days have not seen it before. Yes, Emi Sami, when they use those, they use the book of my Bible story to destroy us. That book of my Bible story, as you are growing up, they trained you up to be reading the book of my Bible story, reading recitation, to cram recitation. Children will be clamming for children for recycling the Bible, putting us the imagination of that white people are the God themselves. Adam and Eve, they paint them to be white. Most of the images they used in the book of my Bible story, was the image of George Washington, the first president of America. Most of the images they used to paint those things. Then, if these people are white, how then, if Adam is the first man on this earth, why is he then white in the book? Originally, he is black. Here and now, they are now telling you, Eri, Arodi. Look at it. Let us go where they play the game.
and Arodi, and possibly Esbon, because Esbon is 7 sons, and we're skin tone. So we know that Judah married a Canaanite woman and had some of his sons were black as well. So moving on, Gad in turn had 7 sons, and we're interested in 4 out of the 7, which is Eri, Areli, and Arodi, and possibly Esbon, because Esbon is a common name among the Igbo people. So it is.
My brother, the reason I came here today, because etọpụ nkịta akpa anyị na-egosi ya ha n'iru ka ọ hapụ ịdị ya ka atụrụ ya mbọ. Go to the book of my Bible story. You will see that you will not see anything like it. Go to to King James Version. You will not see anything like the history of God. They mentioned it before, the children of God. Why did they cut it off? Why did they cut the history of God out of King James Version, knowing too well that England, the former king of England, is the James themselves. That James that owned that King James. He is the owner of that book we are reading in Nigeria, King James. And the same King James is the person who brought the ideology of handing Igbo people over to Fulanese for elimination. Then they took away our history and it used our history to write to the Middle East. If you check the Old Testament, you will see that the Old Testament is telling you exactly the history of Igbo man. Old Testament is telling you the history of Igbo man. Then, why is it that when you read this thing and put yourself down very, very well, it will be telling you a different thing, referring our history to become the history of Israelite people. Ada is found in the Bible. Every culture of Igbo people is practiced in Israel. Here now, they are telling you, if Britain ever wants Nigeria to be good, you know originally, the original flag of Nigeria is not this green, white, green. Original flag of Nigeria was designed with the symbol of David, the Star of David. Original flag of Nigeria was designed with the Star of David. That time, Naira and Nigeria is powerful. Then Britain ran back and they removed that flag and they handed us over to Fulanese. They brought the Bible called King James in order for them to capture us. They removed the history, and our history become valueless today. Here, the treasure is hidden in an open place, and that treasure, that ihe anwa dị n'uko elu hafuru n'uko ala, that is what we have come to bring to your notice. Let us continue.
It is believed that the Igbo people spring from Gad's sons, Eri, Areli, Arodi, and possibly Esbon. And we know that one of the kingdoms, the king in Obu Gad, house of Gad, and Eri, his last name is Eri. He can trace his lineage directly from Gad's son Eri. And that's why Eri is still a part of his last name. So it's believed that the Igbo people, and Igbo is also believed to be a corruption of the word Hebrew. Hebrew, Igbo. See how similar they sound? And the second law of thermodynamics, which means everything degrades, to be a corruption of the word Hebrew. Believed that the Igbo people, and Igbo is also believed to be a corruption of the word. Believed that the Igbo people, and Igbo is also believed to be a corruption of the word Hebrew. Hebrew believed that the Igbo people, and Igbo is also believed to be a corruption of the word Hebrew.
Do you understand what is playing there? That Igbo means corruption in Hebrew language. IGBO. IGBO. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said IGBO. That anything you are doing and you come with that IGBO, there is always problem. Amy Sami, you are very right. In fact, a lot of chapter has been removed. Yes, now a lot of chapters has been removed from Bible. When I read the book of the Maccabees, that's when I begin to join the Biafran struggle. You see it is playing. They say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say IGBO, Igbo people. Listen to the meaning of IGBO here.
people, and Igbo is also believed to be a corruption of the word Hebrew. Hebrew, Igbo. See how similar they sound? And the second law in Igbo land is Odum Biara Anigbo Noani Diuto. And I greet you, all people in Igbo land, all people watching, Ohoneze Canada, who has asked me to produce this short video giving a synopsis regarding the origins of the Igbo people. So I have a very brief and limited amount of time to do this, so let's get underway. So if we're going to talk about the origins of the Igbo people, we've got to go back to the beginning, all the way back to Noah. It's to be understood scientifically that from Adam all the way till Noah, everybody at that point was born black. How do we know this? Because scientifically it could be no other way. Melanin, which is our skin tone, you have to have an abundance of melanin. You have to have all the melanin there before you can genetically end up having a lack of it. It can't be the other way around. You can't have no melanin and all of a sudden out of nowhere produce melanin. So everybody up to that point was born black. But not according to the canonical scriptures, but according to apocrypha, pseudepigraphal literature, and rabbinic literature, it's believed that Noah was born an albino. He was born without any skin tone. This really frightened his father and his relatives because nobody up to this point was born that way. But God and other relatives reassured Noah's father that it was okay, that not to worry about that he was a special child. So when Noah got married, he married a black woman. He married because everybody else was black. And when he had his 3 sons, it's believed that this genetic albino trait triggered the different skin tones, the different shades of melanin within the human spectrum that we see today. And he had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham, who is believed to be the father of all of the black and African races, he was born like everybody else up to that point. He was born black. You had Shem, who's the father of all the Arab and Jewish people, and he was born brown. And today, Jewish and Arab people can be anything from a deep olive complexion all the way to a red mahogany type color. And I think it's very fascinating and interesting that many Igbos are called red Igbos because
Onye ma ndị a na-eze. Onye ma ndị a na-eze. I greet you. Na enwere afa bụ afa nwanne. Onye ma ndị a na-eze. Doing great job. But by the way, I am not DOS. No, you cannot sabotage your people. You know, they believed in amnesty. DOS believe in amnesty. They forgot what they're supposed to be doing. Ndị a na-eze bụ DOS. So we have known them because the treasure is hidden in an open place. Anyị amago ndị a na-eze. Kedu ka ị ga-esi wee mara ndị a na-eze? How do you know the people you should zele and the people you should? This your name bụ a very strong name. Onye ma ndị a na-eze. Anyị ma amago ndị a na-eze now. We have known the enemies. Who are the enemies? You count it from where it started to touch you. DOS. Ohaneze ndị Igbo. Eastern elites. Eastern governmental representatives. Governors. That is ndị a na-eze. Onye ma ndị a na-eze. We have found it because the treasure is hidden in an open place. Ndị Igbo says, onye na-amarọ ebe mmiri si bido mmabe ya ada nwe ebe mmiri nọ wee kwụsị ịma ya. Onye ma ndị a na-eze, we have known them now. So we now know. That is why you see the OS, they joined Ohaneze ndị Igbo, Eastern elite, Eastern governors, to place bounty on Simon Ekpa. Onye ma ndị a na-eze, which people put Nnamdi Kanu inside DSA dungeon. Onye ma ndị a na-eze, DOS, Eastern governors, Eastern representatives. They are the people that put Nnamdi Kanu inside dungeon. So That is how it's going. We continue.
Because their skin tone is red. It has a mahogany color to it. Then you had Japheth, who was born sort of like Noah. He had the least amount of melanin and skin tone, and he was the father of all the white and Asian races that we know today. So from Shem came Jacob, which is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, Jacob had 2 wives and 2 concubines. His wives, Rachel and Leah, were his cousins. Therefore, they were from Shem. Therefore, they had that middle of the road skin tone. They were that olive brown complexion. Now, we don't know the ethnicity or the race of Zilpah and Bilhah, the handmaids that Jacob also took as wives, but because Laban and his daughters Rachel and Leah and the concubine were living in the land of Canaan, and because Zilpah and Bilhah had this bond servant type status, this concubine status, we believe that they were probably from Canaan, and all of the Canaanite nations, the 7 Canaanite nations whom Israel came to subdue and take over the land, which is the land of promise, they were from Canaan, and Canaan was from Ham, therefore they were all black. This includes the original Egyptians. They were black. It wasn't until the Hyksos came in later that the genetic makeup and features of the Egyptian people changed, and they're a lighter skin tone as we know them today. So, safely assuming that Bilhah and Zilpah, and we're mostly focusing on Zilpah, because Zilpah was the mother of Gad and Asher, she was a black Canaanite woman, and therefore her offspring, Gad and Asher, had some of her genetic features. Therefore, they would have been more black. Their lips probably would have been broader, as well as their noses. Their hair would have been more wiry, more kinky. They would have looked more like Canaanites, more than Shemites, so to speak. And several of the other tribes, we had Judah and Levi. They also married Canaanite women, and so therefore a lot of people from the tribe of Judah and Levi are also black. We know that the Limba tribe in Africa has been traced genetically back to the tribe of Levi. We know that there are a lot of black Jews as well, because the genetics show up even though they're a dark skin tone. So we know that Judah married a Canaanite woman and had some of his sons were black as well. So moving on, Gad in turn had 7 sons, and we're interested in 4 out of the 7, which is Eri, Areli, and Arodi, and possibly Esbon, because Esbon is a common name among the Igbo people. So it is believed that the Igbo people spring from Gad's sons, Eri, Areli, Arodi, and possibly Esbon. And we know that one of the kingdoms, the king in Obu Gad, house of Gad, and Aguleri, his last name is Eri. He can trace his lineage directly from Gad's son Eri, and that's why Eri is still a part of his last name. So it's believed that the Igbo people, and Igbo is also believed to be a corruption of the word Hebrew. Hebrew, Igbo. See how similar they sound? And the second law of thermodynamics, which means everything degrades, is also believed to be a corruption of the word Hebrew. Hebrew, Igbo. See how similar they sound? And is also believed to be a corruption of the word. So it's believed that the Igbo people, and Igbo is also believed to be a corruption of the word Hebrew.
My people, this is the area very, very important in what we are doing. If you ask yourself, why is it that it is very difficult for Igbo people to stand? The most complicated people found on this planet Earth are Igbo people. And here they says that name Igbo, it means corruption in Hebrew. And here, our brother asked, his name is a powerful name. Yes, I have to use the name to do something. Onye ma ndị a na-eze n'ụwa a? Who is onye bụ your enemy? Udo, close the door, please. Do you know it? What is holding us in this life? Mazi Kanu says that Igbo people are the most, if you want to know how saboteur works, then there is a film he referred us to. There is a film which he referred us to. I don't know who can refer me to that film again. I want to watch the film. I forgot the name of the film. He said, go and watch that film. The person who acted the film is an Igbo man. This is American film, but the person who acted that film is an Igbo man. The strongest saboteur in the world is Igbo man. And listen what Igbo means in the language of the Hebrew.
So it's believed that the Igbo people, and Igbo is also believed to be a corruption of the word Hebrew. Hebrew, Igbo. See how similar they sound? And the second law of thermodynamics, which means everything degrades, would lend to this vocabulary instance. Just as, for instance, in English, we'll say, hey, what is up? What is up comes to what's up. What's up eventually becomes what's up. You see how it shortens over time? So it's the same with the word Hebrew. That's what the
So what we are doing, see this message we are delivering, we've been inside this game because we know that the treasure is hidden in an open place. Ihe a na-achọ n'uko elu dị n'uko ala. What is holding Igbo people? They said, if you call Mazi Kanu, after he have studied this thing, he said IGBO. The only thing that can save that people found in that place is only Biafra. Because the spirit of Biafra has come to save them as the origin of the earth. This man now here is telling you that, or Mesame wrote it here as well. When you read the book of my Bible story, everything they ask you that place is white, 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 white. When we were small, there are things we found inside the book of my Bible story which is not existing today. They removed those things in the Bible again. Why are they removing history? Whereas they are removing those things out of the Bible, the same way they are telling Nigerian people, stop teaching history in the school. For these people, ancient people of the earth, listen, there are ancient people of the earth because 3 people made up that Biafran nation. 3 people made up Igbo nation. The people you see talking in this place, the first boat and the second boat that landed and they met the ancient people of the earth where Adam and Eve originated. Don't go.
The 10 tribes were considered Hebrews. So Gad would have been considered a Hebrew. So the word Hebrew goes to the word Igbo. It's a corruption. Even the one of the first missionaries to Igbo land, which was G.T. Gadsden, an Anglican missionary, he also believed that the word Igbo was a corruption of the word Hebrew. So moving on, we believe that according to Genesis chapter 15, which was a prophecy given to Abraham during the covenant between the parts, he said to God said to Abraham that there was going to come a point in time where the children of Israel were going to be enslaved and were going to be in bondage. This prophecy was passed down to all of the children throughout the generations. And so when Joseph came along and began to rule, was second in command of Egypt, and he brought his brothers down, and therefore the 12 tribes sprang from there. We know that eventually that these 12 tribes became enslaved by the Egyptians. But some theorize and believe that some of the Israelites at that time, especially Gad's sons Eri, Areli, and Arodi, saw the situation in Egypt decline. They were starting to lose favor among the Egyptians. They were beginning to be more.
Yes, Biafrans, our sister Irene, say hit the like button and share, let it go viral. We are serving our own people with the gospel of truth. The treasure is hidden in an open place, and the sea has a new challenge every day. We are not afraid of making mistakes. Rather, we are ready to take correction in anything we do. If we've been afraid that we don't have PhD, we are not master degree holders, we are not this one, we are not this one, we will not be where we are today. But one thing is sure: when God say yes, nobody can say no. Chukwuka Abiyama rose up and said, origin of this earth, where he made man by his own image. And where we are going, Ebube is the capital of Biafra. When the capital of Biafra was in Enugu, the Fulanese and the Britain, they messed our life up. Let me welcome people. Happy Ume, thank you for joining. Christina Maxon, MC Maxon, thank you for joining. You know, they messed our life up when the capital was in Enugu. Today, the area where the capital of Biafra is found, which is Ebube, since that place is being recognized, do you see that our PM, nobody can challenge him again? The whole world, nobody can challenge him again. Because the history that happened in that place has not been told to anyone. Christina John, thank you for joining. Uko Pius, thank you for joining. The history that happened in that place was taken away from the Bible. It was not written in the Bible. If the history that is written in that place where Ebube, the capital of Biafra, is found, if it is written in the Bible, or King James Version happens to recognize that area, or Bible itself happens to recognize that area, Igbo people these ancient people of the earth being called Igbo today, will not be suffering what they are suffering today. And the God says, he give you a land filled with milk and the honey, everything you need. And Jesus, Yahweh Yeshua HaMashiach, whatever name you want to call him, says, seek ye first that kingdom of God, Ezebilago kingdom. Seek ye first that kingdom of God. Whenever you get that capital secured, are you getting it in a plain language now? Whenever you get that capital of Biafra secured, the original place, the Garden of Eden itself, whenever you get it secured, every other thing shall be added unto you. How many people understanding this thing now? And they say, this man says here, that Igbo, in Jewish language, that language, Igbo, means corruption. Then who corrupted who in that area? Is it the people that came back, or the people that had been living there? Very long discussion in this place, but all we know is that
The treasure is hidden in an open place. Ihe a na-achọ n'uko elu, ọ dị n'uko ala. When PM has finally restored Biafra, 40 state of Biafra, he asked, which of you can come and agree on this map? You know, when all of them are saying, where is your map to Biafra? Where is your map? Now the map is out. Have you seen anybody arguing that he is not from that map? Divide and rule. We played our message here, divide and rule strategy, the other day. We played it here, divide and rule strategy. Our people has woken up to trace the history on their own. Our people has woken up to trace the history on their own. That's why you see the religion of Biafra is coming. The religion of Biafra is coming to come and recognize the history that happened in Ebube Chineke, Ebube Chineke, Ebube Biafra. That is what the Biafran government, the PM is doing. And the Biafran religion is also coming to recognize it, to bring this history and tell the world the truth. They say at the end, the truth will come. At the end, the truth will come out. And the people, those that couldn't believe, that doesn't believe, we then believe. Then we go on a little.
Rules and regulations and persecution happening. And they said to themselves, okay, we know that this slavery is about to happen. Since we know prophetically it's going to happen, let's get while the getting's good. So there was a pre-Exodus exodus, so to speak. And it's believed that Eri, Areli, and Arodi, along with other traveling companions, left and made it to what we know today as Nigeria. They crossed the Niger River into Nigeria, settled, and spread out. So that's one theory. There was also another exodus that occurred during the reign of Jeroboam. Some of the 12 tribes didn't like the direction that the Jeroboam kingdom was going into gross idolatry. They knew or had this inkling that they had brothers in Africa, in Nigeria specifically, so some of them left to go there, possibly more Gadites. So that was another wave. There was also the Assyrian captivity. We know that the Israel was split into two kingdoms. You had the kingdom of Judah, the southern kingdom, and the northern kingdom, the kingdom of Israel. Judah was taken off into Babylonian captivity and eventually returned, and that's who we recognize as the Jewish people today, made up of Judah and Levi and a part of Benjamin. The 10 tribes, however, was taken off into Assyrian captivity and never returned. They were lost to antiquity, lost to time, and they were scattered all over the world. And so we believe that during this time that...
Thank you so much for this message. You know, they said, when we have been saying this thing before, it looks like a joke. It was late before Nnamdi Kanu came to understand the capital of Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu has been fighting in Port Harcourt, in Iguacha, Obi-Igbo. He said if that place could be called Obi-Igbo, that means that place is the capital of Biafra. That's why Wike stood up and he killed all the people he killed in that place. Because it was not there. Nnamdi Kanu was fighting to make sure that he recognized the Obi-Igbo as the capital of Biafra then. Because Obi-Igbo in a normal translation is the heart of Igbo. But no. That time, all these people that joined DOS, you can't even hear from them again. Or Sophia and some people, they say Igodomigodo, Igodomigodo. And Igodomigodo happens to be the key. Igodomigodo bụ nwa key. That is Igodomigodo. Then Nnamdi Kanu say, yes, Igodomigodo is the key that opens the key. We came back. We called Caroline Chembele, Uchenno Okerafo. We called her, send a message to Nnamdi Kanu, tell him Igodomigodo is a nwa key. There is a nwa key. If you take a nwa key, the small key, you have to put it inside the padlock. Then you can be able to open the door. There is a place you are searching for. When Ojukwu died, That is when the spirit of Ojukwu went to that place, and Ojukwu revealed this thing to some people. After his death, that's when Ojukwu found out where the capital of Biafra was supposed to be. His spirit then went there. When his spirit went there, he revealed the place to some people, and they wrote it out, and they begin to trace the history of that place. That is why they wrote that this law, which you see Simon legalized in Helsinki the other day. I forgot the name of that revolution which Biafrans made, which he legalized in Helsinki the other day. We are telling you facts and figures. The time, like Amy Pius said, when he know when we call Master Prophet because we are searching for ways to deliver this information. We call Master Prophet. We told Master Prophet. Master Prophet said, "Oh, he cannot go there." Amy Sammy, you wrote something. I wanted to read it. Then he said he cannot go there. Maybe if he go there, he may die. Some people will take away his wife. Before our leader Mazi Kanu get to know this history, it was late. He is already in Kenya. He is already in Kenya. Then the information was then passed to PM. PM then begin to trace the history. One thing with the PM is that he is a historian. He read history to back himself up. And you know that the history is working together with the politics and the religion. Through politics and the religion, then you can be able to make history. The Bible you are reading today, all of them are Bible you read is the history of the people that lived in this world before. The politicians, you can see when George Bush came and visit Pope John Paul. You can see when Obama visited Ratzinger. You can see when Trump visited this, I think it was this Francis of Pope. Politics and the religion, all of them work hand in hand. And from politics, religion, you get history. You are reading today. PM knows all these things. He predicted Biafra in 2009, 2009. It was when he predicted Biafra, studying to know what is really happening. Then when information get to him, he packed. He called Ifeanyi Ejiofor and said, look, if truly that you people need Biafra, this is what we are searching for. This is what we are searching for. We have seen the capital of Biafra, where it is, and the history behind it. Down, we get the power. And he made it open in Helsinki Declaration that Biafra will come from Imo State, that also. He said that is area where Biafra will come. And the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, you people should come there, that Fulanis will open their back, terrorists from other countries will come and occupy their land. Why they will come to kill innocent people and there they will die? Is it not what's happening today? We are 555 Vision. We are delivering the message. The message. Amy Sami, thank you for the message you are writing. The world was blind because of holding Biafra down. Yes, now, in Biafra, Africa died. And the resurrection of Biafra is the resurrection of Africa. We are preaching the gospel according to how it is and according to how it stands. I had listened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also studied Jesus believe me. Biafra is the key of the world. Yes, now, Amy Sami. Biafra is the key of the world. Completely. If Udochukwu, can you stop, please? Biafra, take it easy with me. So, now, if Africa, Amy Sami, I want to give you now why Biafra is the key of the world. The world is just turning around, beating around the bush. If Biafra is the light of Africa, and the African soil is where the riches of this world, the survival of this world is coming from. Then you can see that Biafran land is the taproot of this world. Why did they remove the history of Ebube? Ebube is Zibilago, where Biafran capital is found today. And since when that place is being restored as the capital, why is it that God is speaking for himself? Mazi Kanu says, you will go to this war with nothing and you will watch spectacularly how we are going to win them. Is it not true? Is it not what is happening today? You will watch spectacularly how we are going to win this war because Chukwukika Abiyama has assigned to make history for himself. He has assigned to make history for himself. Not because of our righteousness, Biafra is coming. Not because we are speaking more than others, Biafra is coming. Chukwukika Abiyama wake us up. He said, go and speak. Just like as it is written in the Bible, he says, who can I send to go and speak to my people? Elijah says, my Lord, this is me. Send me, I will go. That is the same way he visited some of us. He said, go and speak. Whether you know how you sabi speak English or you don't sabi speak English, go there, open your mouth. People like Amy Sami will listen to you. They will support you. People like all these people that is here supporting what we are doing, let me call them Uko Pius. He remembered this message when we made it here before. We are repeating the history. He said, go and speak. People will hear you. That is what we speak, and they are hearing. I am very, very happy today now that Uko Pius, remember, he said here that, look at the message again. He said, I remember when you came up with this analysis for the first time. When you said Master Prophet had given the message to truncate it and truncate it. Since the recognition of our capital, our people stopped dying. This is what Uko Pius observed from his own. Since the recognition of Biafran capital, Ebube, our people has stopped dying. This one you see that is happening today is things that is meant to be. Now, yeah, okay, you say, let me say, you shouldn't forget that the Imo state is called the heartland of Biafra. Deep analysis. Why is it that the power that is truncating this movement, all of them is in Imo State? Also is in Imo State. Why is it that Fulanis will come and choose somebody like Hope Uzodimma and they remove Ihe Diorama, the will of the people, the choice of the people? They remove him and they imposed their own agent on that place. Because Ihe Diorama, when he entered as a governor, he first of all pushed Fulanis with their cow. That time, Fulanis used to go walk along with the cows, destroying farmland. The first law he made was to stop those cow movement. They say, oh, this man is not trying to become their slave. Then they work against him. This thing that happened to Ihede Ohamma is the same thing that was about to happen to Mba of Enugu State. Then Mba now decided that what happened to Ihede Ohamma will not happen to him. That's why you see Mba today working for Fulanis, giving land to Fulanis in order for him to stay as a governor, like Hope Uzodimma. This is fact. This is figure. This is history. We are not adding. We are not removing. How it come. How we deliver it. And there's something that is here. This man says, Igbo, IGBO means corruption. Mazi Kanu says that name Igbo is something else. Freedom is taken. I do remember also 555 Vision, but they refused to tell Mazi Kanu. They refused to tell him. It was late when Mazi Kanu found out that there is a video I made the other day. I told Mazi Kanu, I sent the message through Uchenna Okorafo. Tell our leader, Mazi Kanu, they sold the land. Oji Uzor Kalu, the former governor of Abia State, handed that Ebube Biafra over to Fulanese in order for him to become the governor of Abia State. That was the arrangement they made with Oji Uzor Kalu before Oji Uzor Kalu become the governor of Abia State. Which vote put Oji Uzor Kalu there? Yeah? Praise Chukwu Okike Abiama for all the revelation. Thank you, Father. We are asking God for the prevention of our leader, Mazi Kanu, also protect our PM for directive and orientation. He said, David Onyemach, thank you for that prayer. We are delivering the message. That place where Ebube is being found was sold. I think, who remember the year when Oji Uzor Kalu became the governor of Abia State? Who remember the year? I think in 1990. The reason Oji Uzor Kalu became the governor of Abia State was an arrangement which he had with the Fulanese for him to hand them the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden itself, which Britain refused to write in the Bible. Ask those people who can write. I was once a student of, it was 1990, Alloy, Emisami, you see it 1999. 1999 Constitution, what does it tell you, my brothers and sisters? 1999 Constitution. Did 1999 Constitution tell you anything good that will favor you? And when did Oji Uzor Kalu become the governor? For him to pass this 1999 Constitution. Give them the land of God. Ezebilago, it is the original name of that place, Ezebilago. That place protected Biafrans during the time of war. Biafran and Nigerian war. Nobody can cross that area. They used Oji Uzor Kalu and they handed that place over to Fulanese, which you see today, LSOT finally pushed those people away. How many people knows the story when LSOT? You know, we are here, this is broadcast and also discussion. And also a discussion. You know, this is a broadcast and it is also a discussion. LSOT. Then when he see that, let me begin from LSOT now. When LSOT won the election of Abia State, he invited Gowon to come and pray. He invited Gowon to come and pray in Abia State. Our PM told him, LSOT, if you made a mistake, any single mistake, and they bring Gowon in Abia State, that there will be war in Abia State. How many people is bearing witness to this message? And how many people is inviting people? How many people is sharing? Hit the like button so that people will know. You and I am sure that people, nobody, truly, I can say, 99% do like what we are doing. So hit the like button. Other people will be informed that we are here. You see the difficulties we are having to come live and deliver this gospel. We are passing difficult times. or so. So hit the like button, invite people, let them come, share it in some groups so that we need numbers today. We have, if we have more number, we will give it like 2 hours today. Now, let me Sammy, what do you say? We won't go on not to step his feet in Biafran land. Hey, Chidekenna. You know, when you are dealing with the people who is keeping history, then you will be enjoying your program. We won't go on not to step his feet in Biafran land. Levi and Ebu, God bless people, preach, perish. God's people perish because of lack of knowledge. 555 vision. I thank God for you for giving us a lot of revelation. Thank you, Levi and Ebu. Ana ama mgbukwego ana ama gbu anya ya na-eche anyị nkwụ aja ana ọ ya na-eche anya, and we will deliver this message. You know, we are facing difficulties. These people are fighting us spiritually and physically, but we are called to deliver this message. Go on. When Elesoti then see what is happening, because if you see the action of Elesoti, you will know that he has the goodness of Igbo people at heart. Now, our PM sent message to him. How did he say it? We from Emisami. He said, "We won't go on not to step his feet in Biafran land." Then Elesoti sent message to Gowon. He said, "Please, he need peace in Abia State." Gowon then cancelled that trip. Is it not how it happened? That is how it happened. Then our PM then come to the public and he said, "Today, Biafrans has won Nigeria spiritually, in the spirit, because spirit control the physical. Spirit controls the physical." Our PM says that now Gowon heard his voice and he said he is not coming to Abia State. It means that Biafrans has won Nigeria spiritually. Now we are now coming to play the game. Physical. Are you seeing the game today? Now, as we are going, Chima, Irechukwu, thank you. To all you, the truth, the whole world are not ready for coming of Biafra, but we, thank you, Chima, Irechukwu, Emisame. Oti cancelled Gowon visit immediately. That is it. Oti cancelled Gowon visit immediately, and he told Gowon, "Your journey to Abia State has been cancelled." And from that day, we are in charge of our land. Now, you remember also, I want people to also keep bearing witnesses, because what you are writing here is history and it is recorded. Freeman, any fresh message about the current war? Freeman, stay there. When it's time, you will hear. Now, Oti, there was a time when Oti wanted to invite Fulani terrorists to come to Abia State. We have all these things packed. PM wrote to him and said in Twitter, he said, "Why are you inviting terrorists to come to Abia State? Did you see any problem in Abia State? Abia State has no problem. Any day you invite these terrorists to come to Abia State, that is when you spoil everything." Now listen. What did the OT do? OT now used the money which he will use to pay terrorists to come and kill his own people. That is what he is now using to build life for the people of Abia State. And before then, Oti stopped the Fulanis at Lobanta, Lobuku, Umunnochi. That is the place Ebube, the capital of Biafra, is found. And that is the place where Ojo Zokalo handed over to Fulanis for him to become the governor of Abia State. Uko Pius, beside the liberation of the children of Israel from Egypt, clearly God in Jeremiah 6:16, 14:5, and Jeremiah, my boss, read it out from the Bible for the whole world to know. My Bible adịghị nso here. Nje that area kịta na ndị nwe ụlọ agbabata here na. So you can write it. We must keep on praying for Gowon to stay. Now, thank you. Alozie Ambrose. I'll say Obana is greeting you. Thank you. Now, as we are proceeding, things are happening. Only few people that know how to keep history is really following what is happening. And the reason we are doing what we are doing is to make sure that things is fresh in our mind. We must keep on praying for Gowon not to die, to see Biafra, as PM told us. Some things has happened for this message, which you see that PM came up. We are messengers, Biafrans. We are messengers, and we will do our job. People, Igbo, when they want you to leave, you leave. If they don't want you to leave, those our ancestors have risen up against Gowon. When Gowon visited Tinubu, and he told Tinubu that people can only criticize you, that they criticize him when he killed Igbo people, when he killed the Biafrans. And after he has killed the Biafrans, the only thing they can do is to criticize. He said, Tinubu, you can go on. The only way to keep Nigeria as one is to kill Biafrans. That is the clear thing to go on. Then our ancestors in Biafran land, all of them joined together. The message, let me Sammy get this message well. This man the history of Mana Uko Pius. The message get to our PM that the people of the ancestors of Biafran land has risen to take Gowon out after he made that recognition to Tinubu to go and kill Biafrans. The message came to him. That's why PM came up and he mentioned 5 people. He said, your job is to pray for Gowon not to die from now till December. And after December, Gowon will then find his way. For the prophecy of Ojukwu to be fulfilled. Some people doesn't know the meaning of prophecy and how prophecy works. When you prophesy something, you walk towards that prophecy to become a reality. That is what PM just did. If not, the ancestors of Biafran land have joined together to take him away. PM made appeal for his head to give him a little chance. That's why he mentioned 5 people. And he pleaded to Biafrans. Those people, they won't keep the fire burning. We are keeping it burning. Ihanacho Franklin. Hey, Ihanacho, you're always here. Thank you, Ihanacho. Thank you. I like this, your name, Ihanacho. Then, that's why he made that appeal to the ancestors of Biafran land, because the message has come to him. He said, for the prophecy, only for one reason, for the prophecy of Ojukwu to be fulfilled, not for any other reason. You know, You know, messages is here today. My brother, thanks for this history. Don't allow anyone to distract you by distracting your attention. Our people need to discover whom they are. It is our power to succeed. Yes. Chinedu Evatus. Evaristus. Pardon me for pronouncing it bad. That is how this thing is going. When you come to the chronology of history, you will like to fix it up so that what we are doing here, you see that the messages we passed 3 years ago, some people are here recognizing that they heard when we said it, that the capital of Biafra is not in Enugu. It is not in Obibo. It is neither in Igodomigodo. Capital of Biafra is found in Lobanta, Lobuku at Umunochi local government, where it is a Bube capital today. Mba Emmanuel, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you. So that is how the history is going on. And they said the time of Uzziah, and the things that happened during the time of Uzziah, we are living in the era of Mazi Kanu and Simon Eber. That is the era we are living, a great history. That is the era we are living into. Great history of our time. And we are compiling it. As we are compiling this history, we are also touching things that is happening behind and beside the struggle. We place DOS, we place Ohaneze Ndị Igbo, we place the activities of those people that is in this struggle, what they are doing and what they are not doing, how they are supporting and how they are not supporting.
Survived and escaped. Navardi returned to Russia. He was immediately arrested and put in jail, solitary confinement. Mazi Kanu was minding his own business in Kenya when he was illegally abducted, renditioned to Nigeria, and put in jail, solitary confinement. Same situation. Anybody that cares about democracy, the first thing that comes to mind is not to let Mazi Kanu fate become what we just saw. And that's what got me excited. We've been quietly trying to get a coalition of people to actually demand his release. But it's been difficult. But this particular example really made me realize that if anyone has anything that they can contribute towards this man's release, to do it now. Those of you who don't know about Mazi Kanu, I'm going to invite Ben to sort of give us a little glimpse as to who he is and why he's doing what he's doing and why all of us should demand collectively and individually for his immediate and unconditional release.
Well, today is a sad day in Nigeria because Mazi Kanu remains.
Biafrans, the treasure is hidden in an open place. The sea has a new challenge every day. We are not afraid of making mistake. Rather, ready to take correction whenever error is found in things we do. You will go to this war with nothing and watch spectacularly how we are going to win them. How we are going to win them is what you are seeing here now. But before then, let us welcome Divine Precious. Divine Precious, thank you for joining us today. We always appreciate when you are here. Emisami wrote something as well. Then let us show you how the prophecy of Mazi Kanu. He sent the message. He said, "You will go to this war with nothing, and watch spectacularly how we are going to win them." Ojo Carlo has disappeared after crying like a baby in the Senate chamber. These are history. Uko na ka anyị hapụzie na-agụ na-edenu 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 ka anyị na-aga. What you are writing is a great inspiration. We continue. We know our history.
In solitary confinement. As of today, he has been in solitary confinement since June of 2021. Like Evans rightfully said, he was kidnapped from Kenya, minding his own business. But the fact is, this was not the first time he was kidnapped. He was first kidnapped in 2015 in Nigeria, and he was locked up for 2 years. And later on, he was released. And then there is a failed assassination of Mazi Kanu in his own home in Abia State. And miraculously,
The link
he
is also there. Who
escaped,
want to join should click the link.
escaped that very assassination only by God's grace. So he's alive today. But I want everybody to know, any day Mazi Kanu remains in solitary confinement is another day of violation of his fundamental right as a human being, as a father, as a husband, and as a community leader. There is no reason why he should be in prison today, if not for the sake of others. He wasn't fighting for his own, he wasn't fighting for his family, he wasn't fighting in the name of the Kano community. He was fighting for the interests of all. So I believe there's a video that we're going to show you so you can get a taste, a glimpse of some of the things that took place that really, made Mazi Kanu to come out in public and began to openly call for the freedom of our people. But before then, there's something happened. You're going to see a different Mazi Kanu back in 2013 in Europe. He wasn't campaigning for Biafra. He was not agitating for the freedom of Biafra. He was actually agitating for Nigeria to get better, for the government to take note of the suffering of the masses and do.
Yes, my people, my beloved Biafrans, the treasure is hidden in an open place. The sea has a new challenge. The same way the wave of the sea turned yesterday is different to how it's turning today. You will go to this war with nothing and you will watch spectacularly how we are going to win them. If Simon Ekpa would have been silenced, this woman, many people, I don't know if you people know, these are World Human Rights Organization. They are now inviting the real indigenous of the world to come and listen to the real gospel. That is what is happening. To come and listen to the real gospel. As time goes on, you will see where they mentioned Nnamdi Kanu. Remember that everybody have come to love Nnamdi Kanu today. The same Nnamdi Kanu they are crucifying before. The same crucifixion they are giving to Simon Ekpa today, people come to love him suddenly because he is now inside a solitary confinement. But intellectuals are now telling the whole world that Nnamdi Kanu is making the history just like Nelson Mandela. But us, we know that Nnamdi Kanu history has come across the history of Nelson Mandela because in Biafra, Africa died. Resurrection of Africa is the resurrection of Biafra. When Biafra comes, the light of Africa, then Nelson Mandela will then achieve his dream. The dream of Nelson Mandela has not been achieved for Black people to live good. When you go to South Africa, you see how they are behaving in that place. The dream has not been achieved. The dream of Laurent Gbagbo, the Ivory Coast, has not been achieved. All these people that fought for African Pan-Africa, their dream can never be achieved until Biafra is free. And one way and the another, we are moving in, writing and registering with a Pan-African group here in Europe, telling them that without Biafra, there is nothing like a Pan-African organization. It will never work, no matter how you try. It is so we are delivering this message, asking you to share why we help to deliver the message. These people are human right, world representative human right, and they are delivering this message to all the House of Assemblies all over the world. All of them has the file of Mazi Kanu on their table. So we continue.
Do something so that everybody will benefit, with no mention of Biafra, until Nigeria failed him and it was crystal clear that this country is not going anywhere. They are not going to listen. They don't care about their people. Well, if you don't care about Nigerian citizens, I'm going to care about my people. That's when he began to talk about Biafra, to talk about separating from Nigeria, so that every region can develop, at their own pace. So you can make policy and rules that will benefit your people because you know your people. Because there's nothing that holding Nigeria together. It's three nations put together to be one nation, and nothing worked. Nothing ever worked, nothing is working, and it will never work. So I want to show that video while he was in London talking about the situation in Nigeria.
The reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
The Nigerian government has its own way of dealing with peaceful gatherings it doesn't like. The day began with a gathering of people come to pray for the release from prison of one of their leaders.
Provide us some evidence that IPOB's a terrorist group. More than 2 years later, still zero. You can't make free speech and freedom of association terrorism. Every single day that he languishes in that solitary confinement is another crime against humanity.
So, my people, all these ones are still fresh in our memories. These ones are still fresh in our memories. So we are bringing the
people say you're calling for war, you want to war. These are the things that brought out Mazi Kanu. If the country was working, you may not know who Mazi Kanu is. It wasn't working. And it's never going to work. Not the way the country is presently constituted. When he was out, people say you're calling for war, you want to war, you're causing problem. He said, no. I'm not causing problem. I'm just asking our government, the government to do the right thing by the people. So I'm going to stop here. And you can hear his goals and aspiration.
You're not talking about a federation when you say a confederation. You're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence.
Complete independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing
Or
else.
death. Yes.
Or death.
That's good.
If push comes to shove,
Yes.
will you go to war?
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So no war. You've ruled out the
Absolutely, I don't
war.
believe in war, no.
You will go to this war with nothing, and you will watch spectacularly how we are going to win them. He declared here no war. Did you see him fighting war? He said when it will start, he will be in front. That is what he said. When it will start, he will be in front, telling you people that he has also defended this country. He has also defended this country to be won. He has protected, he has protested to keep this country as one. But you people doesn't want this country to be one. Then what do you people want? What you want is his death. And when you put him inside prison, after 8 days torture, he died and he resurrected. You know, when we say that Nnamdi Kanu is the Jesus of our time, some people begin to say, why are you challenging and measuring Nnamdi Kanu with Jesus? Some people begin to criticize what we say. When Nnamdi Kanu will come out, he will tell us how many days he died and resurrect, and he can still talk and we can still touch him. Then that is when Biafran Bible will have more value. The other Jesus died 3 days and resurrected. Nnamdi Kanu will tell us how many days he died. That is the reason they don't want him to come out to tell us how many days he died and resurrected. Because what we have in our table is that Nnamdi Kanu died. They thought that he died. They took him to Nigeria. There he woke up. They say, man, what kind of human being is this? They decided to keep him in dungeon, not in prison. Yes, divine. When our PM said he will come out in a historical way, is a sign of an already gotten victory that is yet to surface. This is history. When you are doing something, backing yourself up with history, you will gain strength. We are not here accusing someone that you are a sabo or you are not a sabo, you are this or you are that. Giving illegal accusation on someone you don't have any evidence against. We are not here for that, but we are here to figure out how this Biafra, that is the last miracle on this surface of earth, how is it going to work? Then PM says, restoration of Biafra is a template. They see that have different ways of wave. If you follow us from this side, we will open another chapter. Ugwu mụta mgbaji ukwu, agadi nwanyị amụta ojekata otinye aka n'ukwu. If you learn this style, we will learn another one. That is why we say the sea has a new challenge every day. Because the treasure is hidden in an open place. You will go to this war with nothing and watch how we are going to win. They wanted to take us into war, but the PM said that he is a warrior, a soldier, well-trained soldier. He went to one of the best military schools in the world. He said Nigerian government and the DOS can never distract him to change his tactics on how to restore Biafra. Because what Nigerian government wants is the open war, like before. where they will come and use the opportunity during this time of depopulation of the earth is going on. The world will support him. He will support Fulanis. Go and throw bomb there. Then he said no. He said they will fight systematic way of war called the guerrilla war. Guerrilla war is what the Tibet people, I think, which people fight this war with America before. How many people knows that place? Remind it to me now. Now, he said this guerrilla war is what we are going to use against the Nigerian terrorist country that came to be killing us. Everything we are doing is recorded. Vietnam War, Vietnam. When Vietnam fought with America, America ran away. America ran away because Vietnam came and they fight through guerrilla warfare. Peter Pan, 250 children kidnapped are used by satanic for their sacrifice. Nigeria is a satanic kingdom. Yes, now Vietnam, Peter Pan, thank you. Vietnam. Now, all these people, all this kidnap that is going on openly, they will come and kidnap one village. It cannot happen in Biafran land. It cannot happen in Biafran land. It cannot happen in Biafran land because PM and our leader studied this thing before. What is the thing that crippled the ideology of the Fulanis? The creation of ESN. ESN, the creation of ESN, until ESN then graduate to Biafran Liberation Army. Those who betrayed themselves and said they needed amnesty are the people that is working with the Bubago today. Is it true or lie? Is it true or lie? Because allow the chaff, allow the wheat and the grass and the plant to grow together. When the harvester comes, they will harvest to see the one they will pick. ESN, those who want to fight for their freedom, they graduated and they become Biafran Liberation Army fighters and the snipers. Today, defending what they took oath to defend. Those chaffs that fall out of the wheat, they are the people being recruited today that is Ebubago, fighting against their own freedom. That is what is happening. That is how it's happening. Creation of ESN is the thing that broke the backbone of Nigeria. Now we have graduated to have our own leashed armies that the whole world now know that Biafra has their army and they have their own government. Why is these people now talking? Margaret, thank you for joining. Why is now these people talking? They are now picking power from the activity of the government in exile to speak in front of the public. Because if it had been that Simon Eber was silenced, all these people you see today, all of them we go inside.
There you go.
Now, listen.
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So no war. You've ruled out the...
Absolutely, no war.
Well, we're going to invite Attorney Jesse to educate us a bit on the legal aspect of the whole thing where we are today. Brother Jesse, thank you, brother. There you go.
So, I'm a construction lawyer, and the only time I ever get called on to engage any sort of criminal law is if a client's son or daughter gets in trouble in college. But even the ignoramus construction lawyer knows when something's wrong from a criminal standpoint, and there are just so many wrongs involved with these timelines, and I want you to keep in mind two things that are fundamental, not just here in the U.S., but worldwide for the most part, according to the UN. One is the right to confer with your counsel, or to at least have contact on a consistent basis with your counsel, even if you're in jail, to have that right and have that privilege. Otherwise, how do you prepare a defense? The second is the concept of a right to a speedy trial, meaning you're not to sit and languish, let alone in solitary confinement, when you are awaiting trial or awaiting the process to deliver whether or not you are guilty or innocent. So that's what sticks out most to me when I look at this timeline.
Those who is really our people that is here, those who will watch and those who will watch later, you know what is psychological way of understanding. You know, these people are diplomats. These people have delivered information to Nigerian government. You must to release that man. You see all the witnesses because Eze ebinibe n'otu olu. Ịnụ n'ofu olu ịgba n'otu aka, ịnụ n'olu na-abụ ịgba n'aka na-abụ, iwe mara ihe ị ga-eme. That is what is happening. International communities want to see the power of Mazi Kanu. If Biafrans are respectful to him, if Biafrans will abandon him, if he is what he claimed that he is, if he is truly the leader of more than 70 million people found in this world, and today displaying, now they see that these people have not abandoned him. Nnamdi Kanu has become a very expensive person, very expensive human being in this world. Now they know the value of Nnamdi Kanu. Those people who stood against the corruption going on and the elimination and the depopulation of this world, all of them are queuing up now because Nnamdi Kanu is the light of peace. Our PM received the ambassador for peace global doing this thing, and all these people now are queuing from the line. The only thing now is that they will not mention the name of our PM here. Yes, another savior. You see how they destroy that name. Holy, holy, holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. When he come back, whenever he comes out, divine precious, he will tell us how many days he died and they resurrect. Then we will be able to couple Biafran Bible. We will tell them our own savior died how many days and they resurrect. Because a lot of people died and resurrect. If your own is recorded, they will remember it. That is how history is being recorded. Promotion of anything that happened. Now we listen to these people are the World Human Rights Organization have now started to discuss. You hear now that in 29, Nnamdi Kanu is now going to come out to stay outside, not staying inside the confinement. Let us continue.
And it's truly remarkable. But going back to October 2015, when Mr. Kanu was arrested and detained for over a year, you don't see anything about a trial or a finding of guilty there, right? You just see that he was detained for a year with no outcome. Well, I guess he made bail in April of 2017 and was released, only to be have his home invaded, has been said, in a government failed assassination attempt. So then the process was to kidnap him and torture him for 8 days and then hand him over to the Nigerian government. So here we are, some sort of accusations starting in October of 15, and then we're in June of 2021, 6 years later, without any finding of innocence or guilt, and this is still ongoing. January of 2022, he actually gets a trial, and the Nigerian army was found guilty of the failed assassination attempt in violation of his rights. Now, we've heard in past gatherings from lead counsel for Mr. Kanu that there are occasions where he would fly all the way from the U.S. and not be allowed to meet with Mr. Kanu to prepare a defense.
Dear friends, there is something I want you to understand. This thing that is going on here is judgment. This is judgment where Human Rights Organization of the world is judging the case of Mazi Kanu. This is the judge. This is judgment. They are presenting what happened, how they arrested him before, and they put him in prison, which he served before. And after that, they just bail him. That say, go away, get away from here. Don't do this and don't do that. They put him out, and they came to assassinate him, which is Operation Python Dance that took away 28 people, including the life of Jack the dog. They are presenting this case to the world. This is court. What you are seeing in this place, they are judging the case of Mazi Kanu in the court. And we go on, so you will see, because they took away history out of our people. Our people don't really know when the judgment is going on. And after this thing, George will then say, okay, let us hear this thing again. Let's see what Nigerian government is going to do before taking their own decision. And you know that the international community have asked Nigerian government to free Mazi Kanu for fighting a just cause.
So he would be told to wait and wait and wait and still not receive contact with Mr. Kanu, his client, okay, to prepare a defense to the proceedings and to the charges at hand, which is just absolutely nightmarish and outlandishly unfair and outlandishly a violation of human rights. We start preparing civil cases in the construction world that have just money on the line years in advance. Yet here's Mr. Kanu rotting in a cell, not allowed contact with his counsel to prepare for charges that could lead to any number of findings, including, I'm sure, ultimate confinement. In July of 2022, the United Nations issues a unanimous decision calling for the immediate and unconditional release of Mr. Kanu. Was that honored? Absolutely not. He remained in solitary confinement. And then in October of 2020, the Nations issues a unanimous decision calling for the immediate and unconditional release of Mr. Kanu. Was that?
Did you hear it? That United Nations call for unconditional release of Mazi Kanu. Did you hear them release him? Of course not. Are you getting it? They are presenting the atrocity of the evil entity called Nigeria. It is Ifeanyi Ejiofor that prevented the lawyers. Yeah, we know. We have treated most of these things before, and we are just coming up with the things. See are the people that have
honored? Absolutely not. He remained in solitary confinement. And then in October of 2022, that finding is upheld by the Federal Appeals Court in Abuja, Nigeria, and Mr. Kanu was acquitted of all charges. And that appeals court demanded his immediate release from the detention. It gets to the Nigerian Supreme Court. Now we're a year later, and if you've ever been in litigation in a civil context, your cases always get put behind the criminal cases because of the right to a speedy trial. Well, here we have decisions from courts taking over a year to determine, whether or not this appellate court was going to be upheld. So the Nigerian Supreme Court, over 14 months later, upholds all dismissals. All charges are gone except for one, a terrorism charge. And that's what remains for Mr. Kanu, is a single terrorism charge, and he remains in solitary confinement. I believe a hearing is set for Monday. Will he be allowed to confer with counsel? Will he be allowed to actually have the right of preparing a defense with his counsel? Probably not. What's next? What are they going to do next?
Mazi Kanu has been likened to Mandela, Alexia Navalny, likened to Mandela.
Not what's next? What are they going to do next?
Mazi Kanu has been likened to Mandela. Alexia Navalny likened to Mandela. The difference is Alexia is gone. And if we do not do anything, this definitely will be the fate of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mandela. Alexia Navalny likened to Mandela. The difference is Alexia is gone. And if we do not do anything, this definitely will be the fate of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is what the government wants, and which we will not stand to see happen. So as we gather tonight, I just want of us to think about who in the government that we know, meaning the United States government, to be able to speak up on behalf of this powerful voice that is being silenced by the Nigerian government. Because only us can speak. Unfortunately, he cannot speak for himself. The trial is set for the 26th of February, which is just Monday. So we need to do something quick. We need to send a strong message to the Nigerian government that we will continue to demand Mazi's unconditional and immediate release from the dungeon. Nigeria is a country that poses to be a democracy. But as you can see, very far from being a democratic country. Mazi spoke up, that was his crime, and his punishment is actually being sentenced to death. So those of us that are members of the Ambassador for Self-Determination, our goal is continue to champion the release of the life.
You know, I repeated this comment from our sister, Divine Precious. She says, the only thing that kept her morale high is the kind of wisdom bestowed on all the true followers of our leader. You know, if we think that we don't want to make a mistake, these presenters will not be presenting this matter today. It is because of, they say that we have been making noise, we are noisemakers, we say yes, we are happy making this noise, but our noise making has come to a great seat. This seat you see here is one of the greatest seats you can see in this world. The seat you see here is one of the great seats you can see in this world. Because they said, if we refuse to shout, if we refuse to cry out to the public, to every other person, what is waiting for him, which I will not mention, because somebody wrote something I want to bring out here now. Someone wrote something which I want to say, God forbid. Now, the Biafran gospel have circulated all over the universe, and we are doing our job, and we will continue to do our job. Behold, he said, when my time comes, I will come to you, I will come to your court and win you. And this prophecy is almost fulfilled. A prophecy fulfilled. Do you have public number to reach you, Mazi? I would like to reach you. Do you want to come in? The link is there, Divine. The link is there. Or you want to call?
Take this number. Let me give you a number to call. So, things are happening, and we are happy that we are serving Biafrans today, and our cry is being heard all over the world.
Likes of Mazi Kanu, wherever they may be around the world. I think we've walked the halls of Congress, and we need more voices to rise with us, which I believe is going to make a strong difference. We want you to reach out to your representative, your senator, your congressman, and share the story of Mazi Kanu. We need to send that voice collectively and even individually, however way we do it, to the Nigerian government before this important trial. I think at this point, Ben, if you don't have anything else, I think we'll just open it up for Q&A. If you have any questions, you can fire away and we can basically try to answer those questions for you.
The question is there anyone else like Mazi Kanu that is currently being detained in Nigeria? And the answer is affirmatively, yes. There are many. There are many young men and women that were following him that are in different prisons in Nigeria today, not even being heard. Some of them are sick. Some of them are dying. So there are thousands of people like Mazi Kanu that is languishing in prison. But Mazi Kanu happens to be the face of the collective injustice against our people.
The number is there. It's WhatsApp. You can call from this WhatsApp and talk to Biafrans. Let them hear. Let them hear. And whoever that want Biafrans who want to contribute, put this WhatsApp number. You can call it and talk to Biafrans. So we continue, because be a part to this great history.
Thank Attorney Jesse for just going down and listing the chronology of events. But today I started to think about this thing, breaking down the days from the time United Nations gave the judgment ordering Nigeria to immediately release Mazi Kanu unconditionally, and the perpetrators be tried. That is an whopping 580 days. Not from the time he was kidnapped, from the time the United Nations looked at the case, over 9 months of study, of investigation, and came out with a unanimous decision that this man should be released. A United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention is made up of 5-member nations. It was a unanimous decision in Netherlands. So we are law-abiding people. People are saying, well, they have your leader in a prison, and what are you doing? You're going home to sleep. We're going to follow the law, and we follow the law. So United Nations has spoken on July of 2022. The Nigerian Appeal Court, their own court, spoke October 13 of the same year. As a matter of fact, their judgment went further to say that this man cannot and should not be tried in any court in Nigeria. Why? Because he was kidnapped. You can't go around the whole world kidnapping your dissidents and dragging them back to Nigeria.
Do you know the simple definition of Jehovah's Witness? Simple definition of Jehovah's Witness in a practical form is what we are doing today. Bearing witness to the innocency of Mazi Kanu. That is a simple definition of Jehovah's Witness. This Jehovah's Witness you see today, knocking people's house every now and then, this is the practical form of it. Bearing witness. And this witness we are bearing has yielded mighty fruit. Okay, thank you, Divine.
Next time here, you can reach me to talk to people. Any other person that want to talk, call and make contribution. Give people inspiration. Give me also inspiration on what we are doing. You see the message, where is going and where we are.
October 13 of the same year, I followed the law. So United Nations has spoken on July of 2022. The Nigerian Appeal Court, their own court, spoke October 13 of the same year. As a matter of fact, their judgment went further to say that this man cannot and should not be tried in any court in Nigeria. Why? Because he was kidnapped. You can't go around the whole world kidnapping your dissidents and dragging them back to Nigeria and putting them in prison. The rule of law does not work that way. Even the Nigerian Constitution forbids such acts. But you're dealing with people that have total disregard for their own law because they have the gun and bullet. And they have a way of instituting enforced disappearance of any opposition. Abia State High Court looked at this case in January of 22, like Jesse said, and as a matter of fact, demanded that Nigeria would send Mazi Kanu back to Britain because he was traveling with a British passport in his pocket as a British citizen, and ordered the government to pay in January of 22, like Jesse said, and as a matter of fact, demanded that Nigeria would send Mazi Kanu back to Britain because he was traveling with a British passport in his pocket as a British citizen, and ordered the government to pay him the sum of 25 billion naira for violating his fundamental human right, and apologized to him.
And kidnap anybody. That is what Amy Sami said here. They are evil. UK know the game they are playing. They know that Nnamdi Kanu is the only person that can uplift Africa and bring Africa back to timeline. The seed people who is bearing witness now, what Amy Sami said here is the same thing this man is saying. UK, he is a UK citizen. Listen to it again as we proceed.
Britain because he was traveling with a British passport in his pocket as a British citizen, and ordered the government to pay him the sum of 25 billion naira for violating his fundamental human right, and apologized to him, where they haven't done anything. Nothing. They have not apologized. They are not releasing him, even when the appeal court said that they should do so. So how do you describe Nigeria? How do you stand up to say that you're proud to be a citizen of this country? I'm not. And Evans and I and several other people were walking the halls of Congress. But they are not releasing him, even when the appeal court said that they should do so. So how do you describe Nigeria? How do you stand up to say that you're proud to be a citizen of this country?
You know, when you are talking about intellectuals of the world, these are the people, intellectuals of the world, the people who is representing you internationally. These are the people. Now, they are now telling you, how can you say that you are a proud Nigerian? How can a pastor bring out a Nigerian flag and mount in his own church a country that represents terrorism? How can someone say that he is a very proud Nigerian? International, they are now showing their faces, telling it. Wow, This is a good one. They are okay. They are now discussing about the release of Mazi Kanu. Blessing Chukwu, yes, the God of Biafra has taken the cry of Biafrans to international communities, and these intellectuals, international representatives are now telling you they are not proud to be called Nigerians. Yeah, Grace Onwuboya, thank you. They are hearing you. Any message you are putting here, they are hearing you. So look at it. Look at it. We continue.
They are not releasing him, even when the people say that they should do so. So how do you describe Nigeria? How do you stand up to say that you're proud to be a citizen of this country? I'm not. And Evans and I and several other people were walking the halls of Congress, both houses, the House of Senate and the House of Rep, educating the lawmakers in this country till every one of them are fully aware of the injustice that is happening to our people. Whether they do so collectively or individually, it doesn't matter. We are going to continue the effort until Mazi Kanu is released. You cannot go to Sambisa Forest to our people. Whether they do so collectively or individually, it doesn't matter. We are going to continue the effort until Mazi Kanu is released. You cannot go to Sambisa Forest and fish out every criminal, Fulani criminal, from the forest and then put them in some camp. And after 3 weeks, they usher them out and give them a white shirt and present them to the country as repentant terrorists. Have you ever heard of such thing? They say they've repented. They put them in the army, gave them AK-47, gave them a uniform, and sent them to the eastern region of Nigeria to kill the Biafran people. And these are the things that...
You know, when we tell you that a Biafran movement is making mighty progress, some people will doubt. This is information being dropped in front of United Nations Court. You know, all this cry we are crying here, they call us charlatans. We say, yes, we are okay to be called charlatans. There is no problem. They called us nuisance. We say, okay, no problem. They call us all manners of names. We say, no problem. But you see our stupidity where it has taken us to. International community, these are what they call intellectual representatives. They have brought the case out and they are now telling you that they know the game Fulanis are playing. Then we continue. Esther, we will read your message now.
Every human being should be alarmed. That's why we are appealing to you. Those that are here, your friends, your associates, whomever you know that is in the government, this injustice must go far and wide until justice is done. And we are not going to relent. We are going back to the Capitol Hill. We've been there. We're going to continue to go there until somebody stands up to tell Nigeria that enough is enough.
Are there any Nigerian congressmen? Natives? None.
Then, Izzo, you see what you wrote here. The truth is that every Igbo man or Biafran man knows the truth. But something is missing. We will keep on, you know, we will keep on putting firewood in this fire in a local way. We will keep on putting kerosene inside this fire in another way. We will keep on putting gasoline, fuel inside this fire for it to keep on burning. That is what this man said in this place. Until Nnamdi Kanu is released and beyond. Because when Biafra is finally restored, we will build Biafra for 75 good years, no stop. And the Switzerland, Zurich, Jennifer, Biben will become like a village to compare how beautiful Biafran land is going to be. Do you know? That's why they are saying here now, we keep on firing. The same way pastors are trying to occupy people's brain, that is the same way we took it upon ourselves to make sure that every other person that come here is satisfied to the message we are bringing, because the message we are bringing is the message of life and the hope. This is not a message of imagination. This is not a message of somebody is coming from the sky to come and help you. This is not a message of going to hellfire. No, we are preaching about a reality. Bring him out so that our people will enjoy what God blessed them with in their own land, the milk and the honey, the oil and gas we have to live. That is what God blessed us with. And this is the reality of life. And this is the gospel we are delivering to our people. Dixon Melody, he is one of the cabinet member of the Biafran government in exile. Okay, is he? Government in exile are you understanding now? The people you see their faces is the people the government in exile instructed for you to see their faces. I don't know if I answer your question. The people you are seeing their faces, you go there, you see Ngozo Arabueze, you see every other person. That is the people government in exile authorized to show their faces to the public. The ones you don't know, they call them anonymous. And if you know that nobody can arrest our leader, our PM, then you will mind that na nwanza gbapụtara n'ụzọ na-agba egwu enwe ihe na-akụri ya egwu na ihe na-akụri ya egwu nọ n'ime ọfịa. Is it not how they say it, Diana? They said they repented and they put them in Nigeria. Yes, that is what they are saying here. When we made this revolution to them, they see somebody will carry AK-47, go to Boko Haram, and after training on how to use gun, they will call them in group and say they have repented. That they have repented. Now they can enter military. Yeah. They have repented. They repented Boko Haram. They give them military. They share some of them. They put some of them in a Bubago, and they put some of them in a army and the police. They send them to the east. Yes, now Dixon. Yes, I thank you for understanding that question. Yotago, I thank you for understanding how I answered you that question. But one thing everybody must know is, if Philip Emeagwali is an Igbo man, and he built the fastest computer, also the one you have in your pocket today, the ideology came from an Igbo man, and he happens to become an Igbo man, a Biafran. And he built this fastest computer, which everybody is using all over the world. Know it also that he has brothers that has the same genetic with him. You may not be hearing about Philip Emeagwali supporting Biafra, but Brigade says that for him to be handling his technology and everything he is doing in this world, most of the people that made him whom he is are Igbo people. So if all these people can make America great to what they are today, you should also know that A lot of them are inside the government in exile. Are you understanding? There are anonymous, there are non-anonymous. The people you see their faces are the people being authorized to show their faces. And when you get pissed off, just like these people, they will go to the people they are representing in the world. And they say, man, we are tired of keeping quiet. We will talk and show our face. Mazi, you are correct. And what we want is that all of them must come out with a clean heart and they join the movement. Thank you, Isdo. Everything is working out for it good. You understand now? It's working out for it good. For them to summon courage and leave the money, abandon the money they gave them in Nigeria and begin to speak.
Educating the lawmakers in this country to every one of them are fully aware of the injustice that is happening to our people. Whether they do so collectively or individually, it doesn't matter. We are going to continue the effort until Mazi Kanu is released. You cannot go to Sambisa forest and fish out every criminal, Fulani criminal, from the forest and then put them in some camp. And after 3 weeks, they usher them out and give them a white shirt and present them to the country as repentant terrorists. Have you ever heard of such thing? They say they've repented. They put them in the army, gave them AK-47, gave them a uniform, and sent them to the eastern region of Nigeria to kill the Biafran people. And these are the things.
Yeah, Flora, thank you. Thank you for joining. I'm happy to see you here, Flora. May God continue to bless you. They are speaking. They are speaking. They are speaking. That is
that every human being.
The treasure is hidden in an open place. The treasure is hidden in an open place. And the sea has a new challenge every day. The way the wave turned yesterday is different to how it's turning now. And that's why we know that agbata ka ese Oliver si wee kọọ ya n'egwu ọ sị agbata akụba egwu m akọwanụ m egwu ọzọ egwu ọma. That is what we are doing because we have templates on Biafran restoration. If we learn this one, we will come from another one until now. We see what is important. This man here now is saying we will keep on pushing. We will keep on pushing hard until Nnamdi Kanu is released. And we say beyond. Beyond. Nigeria is known terrorist country, proven to the whole world. The Hamas leader came to Nigeria and the Nigerian government gave them land for harvestation of Californium in order for them to get money to sponsor terrorism to go and eliminate Israel. And mind you that if Biafra failed to be doing what they are doing today, after these Hamas people are coming to take over Nigeria and they take over everything. Remember, when Aisha Buhari said that the Fulani terrorists are not following the real template on how to capture the promised land. The way they are killing left, right, and center is causing chaos. They should play logically. Aisha Buhari said this thing. And all of us, we heard it, we can interpret it. And thank God today that those who is following this program knows that the authoritatives of this world heard our voice, and we are playing to you where our voice has gone to and the people they are presenting our matters to. Trump is now eating egusi and the obolo. You know it, okporoko and the every other thing. Trump now is eating those things because he knew already what Igbo people are and whom they are. We continue to listen to them because our message is going far.
Should be alarmed. That's why we are appealing to you. Those that are here, your friends, your associates, whomever you know that is in the government, this injustice must go far and wide until justice is done. And we are not going to relent. We are going back to the Capitol Hill. We've been there. We're going to continue to go there until somebody stands up to tell Nigeria that enough is enough.
Are there any Nigerian congressmen?
Until justice is done. And we are not going to relent. We are going back to the Capitol Hill. We've been there. We're going to continue to go there until somebody stands up to tell Nigeria that enough is enough. And these are the things that every human being should be alarmed. That's why we are appealing to you. Those that are here, your friends, your associates, whomever you know that is in the government, this injustice must go far and wide until justice is done. And we are not going to relent. We are going back to the Capitol Hill. We've been there. We're going to continue to go.
We are going back to the Capitol Hill. Ejema is out to challenge the world. Ejema is out. We are going back to the origin. Ejema insibidi. Ejema isimbido. Ejema. We are going back to the Capitol Hill. Insibidi. Isimbido. Ejema. We have come to the movement. Ijoma. This is Ejema. Ijoma ibido now. This is Ijoma ibido now. Ejema. We have come. Going back to the Capitol Hill. But we are not going to relent until we get what we are looking for. We are the children of God. We have never been afraid or have anything doubt if God will answer us. Before we come to this journey, God said, go and speak. I will put my word into your mouth. You will speak. People will hear. And the people are hearing. The people who is under authority, they are the people who is telling you what you are hearing here. Now listen to them before we proceed.
That's why we are appealing to you. Those that are here, your friends, your associates, whomever you know that is in the government, this injustice must go far and wide until justice is done. And we are not going to relent. We are going back to the Capitol Hill. We've been there. We're going to continue to go there until somebody stands up to tell Nigeria that enough is enough.
Are there any Nigerian congressmen? Natives?
No.
Okay. And so is there a way, almost with respect and evolving, with that situation, his wife and daughter met with Biden today? As I understood, this is
there is a language in Spanish. That language say, "Lo que no llora, no mama." Lo que no llora, no mama. That means a baby that doesn't cry cannot suck the breast of the mother. Then in the Igbo, the first language our people use to bring us up says, Onye tiri nwa n'ebe akwa. Onye tiri nwa n'ebe akwa. Whenever a child is crying bitterly, somebody must be disturbed and say, who beat this boy? Who beat this kid that is crying? Igne? Hi, Flora Kubilo. Chineke gozie gị. Ọkwa everyday no. But yeah, I flash am this thing. Every day. Yeah. Kedu? Flora Kubilo. Emisami, una anọkwa here. Flora Kubilo apịagwo m super chat kpọrọ gwogwo. Kpọjara akpọja. You gotta go. We are not going to relent. We will keep on doing this thing. We will keep on preaching this gospel. We will keep on preaching this gospel. Mazi Paul, thank you. Will do any... Yes, yes, yes. Help me to thank Miss Flora Akubilo. Yes. Help me, everybody that is here. Please pray for her. She always say, man, take water and drink in this thing we are, in this gospel we are preaching. May God Almighty bless you, Flora. Really, I appreciate so much. Only God will reward you. Eke Oria Fonkwo. There will be your protection. Ikuku, anyanwụ, aja ana, na mmiri. They will be your blessing. The one we know. That is God that created them. We continue. We are not relenting. We will keep moving. We will keep moving. Hey, Emisami Wanenkem. Thank you. Flora Emisami is thanking you. Please, my people who is here, help me send the greetings to Flora Akubilo. She always say, man, cool down, have a chill drink. You know, this kind of thing, when you have one chill drink, there is another time I bought a very nice book. You know, these are the things. We will come here, we deliver the message back to the public. That is how that is how we roll. That's how we roll. We are very happy. I'm very happy. May God bless you. Then we continue.
I'm walking through the room. So just presented should be upset, disturbed. So you need someone, at least advocate, with serious authority and a following that would pay attention.
The net now is breaking. Something the people they complained to, the judges that is listening to the complaint and the cry of our people, they are the people responding from behind.
Is there, and one last question, what's the benefit to other countries, either in Africa or here, not to stand up? Everybody's worried about human rights violations. You know, we don't do a thing about all the Chinese human violations against the Uyghurs or whoever it is, because it's business. So in this country, if we stood up and Nigeria got mad about us standing up for this man, what do we lose? What does a politician think we lose?
I mean, I think that as we are walking the halls of the Congress, it became apparent to us that what's in it for me
The person who is asking that question there is they are the judges. The judges are asking questions after laying all this evidential complaints with the facts and the figure. After laying all this evidential complaint, they are now paying attention, listening to what the people has complained, and what they are doing is what we are bringing to the public. And as you are sharing it, you are sharing it to the people who never know. Now let us try to go further.
And what's in it for us is what you have to deal with. So we are slowly educating people because Nigeria does have a lot of oil. And with what's happening in the current world, most people will think, let's not rock the equilibrium because it might mess up the supplies. So we have to really educate people to realize that if indeed the voices like Mazi comes out, Mazi is going to begin to advocate for democracy, and having a real democracy in the Nigerian region is a good thing for America. That what's in it for me and what's in it for us is what you have to deal with. So we are slowly educating people because Nigeria does have a lot of oil, and with what's happening, what you have to deal with. So we are slowly educating people because Nigeria.
What do you hear? We are slowly educating people because Nigeria has a lot of oil. We are slowly educating people. This slow movement, you know, when we started this slow movement, and you see where we are. Mana onye ndidi na-eri azụ ukpo. Onye ndidi na-eri azụ ukpo. Okwe na aghọta na asị na nwayọọ nwayọọ ka eji aracha ofe dị ọkụ. Onye ndidi na-eri azụ ukpo. Since, at least for my own self, since 2017, I begin to speak. At least we are happy today that people are hearing what we are doing. People are in line here listening and sharing. Even super chat is flowing everywhere. You understand it? Because we are slowly delivering this message to people. And what do you hear? And which people are there delivering this message to? Listen to it yourself.
Us standing up for this man, what do we lose? What does a politician think we lose?
I mean, I think that as we are walking the halls of the Congress, it became apparent to us that what's in it for me and what's in it for us is what you have to deal with. So we are slowly educating people because Nigeria does have a lot of oil, and with what's happening in the current world, most people will think, let's not rock the equilibrium because it might mess up the supplies. So we have to really educate people to realize that if indeed the voices like Mazi comes out, Mazi is going to begin to advocate for democracy. Voices like Mazi comes out, Mazi is going to begin to advocate for democracy, and having a real democracy like Mazi comes out, Mazi is going to begin to advocate for democracy, and having a real democracy in the Nigerian region is a good thing for America.
Yes, here ends this program. Here ends the program. This program. This says here, it is good for America. It is good for America that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he will begin to advocate for democracy. And this democracy is good for America and Africa and the whole world. And we have read it here in comment sections that Biafra is the light of Africa. We gave birth to this democracy. We gave birth to democracy we are practicing today all over the world that give me the opportunity to keep speaking without being afraid of anyone, that made these people to stand in front of American judges and they say that they will keep on speaking the truth until Nnamdi Kanu is released and the democracy will circulate all over the world. We gave birth to this democracy. The only thing is that we didn't call it democracy that time. But we have been practicing democracy. And this democracy is the prayer answered to everybody living on this planet Earth. Igbos give birth to it. And that is why it is good for America. And if America fail to, Fulanis and the Arab will take over Nigeria to destroy America. Osama bin Laden did it. That is the ideology. And this program, we are here 2 hours, 30 something minutes today. So we will call it a day. And we ask Biafrans, those who have not subscribed, try to subscribe. If you subscribe, turn on the notification button. And so far, so good. Flora Wanyoma, that is Alozie Ambrose. Thank you, Alozie. Thank you, Christina, MC Maxon. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Amy Sami, every other person that has participated today. We love you all, and we are so delighted serving you, delivering this message, because we are left with nothing without getting Biafra. And that is where we stand. We love you all, lovers of freedom. This is 555 Vision, Biafran Gospel, and we are preaching it. Thank you.